Okay, let me just pop this on. Not bad. I thought I got it on, but it came out. You guys can probably hear that there's no fan, like, blowing really loud next to me. I'm not sure how loud it is. I don't really pay attention to it. But I'm in my room. I am going to play my game a little bit. But, well, I don't have a fan because my room is a little cooler today. It's not sauna. But yeah, I was thinking of what I should do to the what if, since I want to progress this slowly, not jumping through everything. So, the last time we left off was him coming back from training his fire element. His fire element would be trained to the point, as we know, as considered a attack. So it's pretty stronger now. And this is the new start of, I would say, like another year, or they had a break and they just came back, is what Naruto's in for. He would come back and people would see him. They wondered why he was gone for the last month of the school day, of the school year, but they wouldn't mention it. Aruka would come in saying that we must validate how strong you guys got from last year and how skilled you are. Of course, projecting an image of for Deku or for Naruto would be hard. It's pretty much like the Shaolin Jutsu or the Clone Jutsu, but he can't do that. So he would fail the ninjutsu part, which would confuse people because they thought he could use it, since he used some kind of chakra around him to boost his arm to defeat Sasuke. Of course, nobody would know it, and it's combat test. Since people knew that at least Sasuke and Naruto's physical statures without Naruto using his chakra, what Ruruka called it, and what that glowing stuff around him was, they're at least even, and the match would start. The match would start pretty much how the last time happened to everybody, what they noticed with him battling, but Sasuke has more of a taijutsu skill standard over him, but Naruto would still be on the defensive, almost like the attacks get close but it hits something before him, whenever it looks like he got punched, but he doesn't. Right now, this is not like a barrier around him, but like a defense over his face and body, like sticking to him like clothing, like body armor, is what Sasuke's punching at. So every time it looks like he gets punched and shot back and beaten up, it's not true, since he's just not really trying. But of course, with none of his attacks working, Naruto gained an edge by completely pummeling him with his attacks next, since Sasuke notices that his attacks don't even work on him. But this would go on until Sasuke would notice with a punch, it would not do damage still, but he'll see as Naruto would pretty much act like he got punched, since it seems like he was hitting him hard, pretty much. But the truth is, he wasn't. So yeah, Sasuke would notice that his punches weren't actually doing anything, and he would step back as Naruto would go on the attack, completely beating him with his speed by boosting up his speed for a split second and landing a good solid punch, guaranteeing him the win for that match. Naruto won, with people wondering how he did that, since he kind of just defeated him instantly, it seemed to them, since the match wasn't actually that long. So yeah, they would do all the testings as usual. Naruto does just as well as he did on the kunai throwing test and everything else. And he completely does some, and everything else he was good at. His test scores were still the same as usual. And yeah, that's about it. But, of course, it'll come down to Sasuke challenging Naruto to a fight while he's going home. This fight would consist of him fighting with no holds barred, all abilities, or all jutsus, which Naruto would agree to, and one condition is that if it gets to the point of, if we get to a point that after so much damage is done, we'll stop. And he agreed to that, which he would say that's reasonable and all that, since we don't want to kill each other. But it would start with Naruto would pretty much show his barrier off of his body, which Sasuke would see him do by pretty much just having a true barrier around him. And yeah, him having this over him, Sasuke would see whenever his punches get too certain close to him, it would stop, acting like he hit something very hard, since his hand would bleed from the punch. Naruto would put down his barrier and would slightly move his hand, which would seemingly throw Sasuke to the ground. And after this, Sasuke would be confused because he just randomly got through to the ground with him moving his hands. And then this is whenever Naruto would shooting while he's down with fire. But Sasuke, in his eyes, what he would see is the fire stop from hitting him and would just form around him, with Naruto walking in with his barrier suit. And he would say that he wins, dispersing the fire and walking away. Sasuke would ask what he used, what jutsu to push him, and how did he create fire without any hand signs. Naruto would simply said he thought of it, since that's kind of how his powers work, is that he thinks what he's going to do and he does it. So yeah. Walking off, he would have ran in front of the ramen shop that he went to and go eat in, and the guy would meet up back with him, asking where he was for a couple months. Usually eat here every day. And of course Naruto would say just out training. So yeah. But he would eat his ramen and go home. Go home, he would see his stuff just how it was. Dirty as usual, but much more dustier. He would have gathered up all the dust and put everything away with his type psychokinesis, and went to sleep for that night, since the challenge was done late at night and he was eating. Waking up, going back to the whole academy, you get there, you'll be told about, you'll be told by Aruka that he was moved up a class. Since his skills showing that his barrier is what he called it, I'm pretty sure the Hokage told him, is considered a very high class jutsu. Since it can stop physical attacks close up. And that we would like to move you up to only after one more year of school here at the academy. Naruto would agree, and he would leave off to his new day at the academy. It'll go the same with him being stronger than the people in his upper class, since, Sasuke was probably stronger than them. And he just went through the school years like that. And it'll be the end with him supposed to get the Ginyu squad. But since he is a unnatural occurrence, he would have got no Ginyu squad. He would be allowed to help on missions and maybe with squads that have one member short or needs a member for like a C rank or something, he would go on doing all his things the same and all that until his class would be on the last school of the last month or last year of the academy, where they pass. Squads would be announced saying Sakura Haruno it would be Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and who would be the worst in this class after this? It would probably be, I don't want to say Kiba because I think Kiba wouldn't be as bad as you would think. But who's one of the weakest people at that time who did not show out at all? It'll be Hinata. Even though she is a, Hyuga, I say she was giving this one with the Leaf Village saying that, or the Hokage stating that Naruto has skipped a year and he was trained by Jiraiya and somewhat makes him qualified to protect her, since you always called her not that strong and she wasn't the top. She is one of the worst grades in the class, barely passing. So yeah, she would be joining that squad, Team 7, with two dojutsu users on there of 2 clans and the strongest one who would have been in their class. So yeah. Smell the door. Sorry, that was like some package another person was here for him or dropped down. But I'm pretty sure I left off on him getting his new squad. Him having a year on his belt would not be classified as a Chunin yet, since the Chunin exams had not come by. If this was like a year later, or if he was a year younger, maybe he could have did it, or he did this a year earlier. I think it's a 4-month period between exams, right? Or is it, no, I think it's 4 years, sorry. yeah. But on their squad would be Kakashi, Hatake of the Sharingan, or the Copy Ninja, and Sasuke as their leader. With so where they get there, oh my god, I'm literally just can't talk right now for some reason. I've been trying to say words for a while. Yeah. If you guys don't know, I probably cut it out if you guys, but this is like my third time trying to talk, and I literally don't want to cut out any more of this crap. But yeah. So he pretty much does the same thing. My room feels like a sauna right now. Same thing, tells them what's your dreams. And Hinata still has a crush on Naruto. For she knows Naruto's powers before everybody else did. Seeing him use them one day for the first time, because most people think he has some kind of juice that enhances strength, but actually she knows that he has some kind of ability to move stuff. We're seeing him was practiced with kunais, and he could hit more than he could, but the last one he couldn't do. And the last one he focused his telekinesis, he used his telekinesis around to shoot again. But of course, she would know this, and nobody else would. So she knows what his powers could do, and she would have seen the fight between him and Sasuke. So yeah. But their routine would be brought together, and yeah. Sasuke's dreams would be the same. Naruto's would still be sort of the same, you could say. And Hinata's would be her the ninja way. It would be her nindo still. But, yeah. They do D-rank missions, finding cats, transporting dogs through the mines for some reason. But yeah, this is where I ended off. Goodbye.